What's happening, YouTube? What's happening, England? This will be mostly to UK viewers because we're the ones that are going through it. So there's this little agenda popping up with local councils, our mayors, our government at the moment. See, I don't usually do stuff like this, but this needs to be... It's even got me worried. So, as a resident of the UK, I've been living here since 2004, 2003. I've been in and out the UK. Parents are British. So I've got a UK passport, but I was born in a different country, South Africa. So I've been living here a while now. Been in and out as I was younger, you know. So there's a thing going around, the 15-minute cities. This one says 20 minutes, but it's the idea is the 15-minute cities. They don't want us driving. So the way they want to do this now, it happened in Oxfordshire. They take a neighbourhood, everybody that's got a car in that neighbourhood, that street, yeah? And you can drive once a week. And then if you need to go somewhere, you can drive with your neighbour. And so forth and so forth. It's all for the, you know, climate change and stuff like that. I can understand that. Pollution, all that stuff, I get it. Some cars are bad. I understand that. But the buses are just as bad. So if you've been watching the thing on London at the moment with the ULEZ expansion thing, where the mayor of London, with his own company that he owns, has been doing research, I'll use that word lightly, and he's come up with all this evidence, apparently, where other Londoners and government officials have also done research and found out, well, it doesn't quite match up. So he's trying to expand the ULEZ. So the way they came about this is, if you drive into London, because too many people drive into London in their own vehicle, you need to pay now a charge called a congestion charge. It's to help lower emissions and help lower traffic. And in another way of helping that, they make the roads for your own personal vehicle narrower and more compact and giving space to everybody else. Buses, taxis, they get big section of the road. You get a stuck little bit where you have to chicka through everything. So it backs all the traffic up. So this makes traffic worse. Another thing is, so what they said on this one, on Tuesday the 28th of February, the public united against the proposal plans of a 20-minute neighbourhood set out by the Berkeley District and Norfolk District Councils. Thetford Town Council also plays a part in this. Various councillors sit on the board of the my reading's not that good. There was so much interest regarding this that the meeting went from taking place at the King's House to the Thomaspainehotel, where the landlord kindly allowed us to utilize their wonderful dining area. There was a great deal of passion contained with that room, and with good reason. If you know anything about the agenda of 2030 and what it stands for, even the councillors aren't fully aware of what they are voting for. They're just going, yes, boss, okay, boss, no boss. Jump, okay, how many times, how high? They're not asking questions. That is the big thing. So, lsbfilmproductions, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. I've got 1,028 subscribers. So I've been watching clips and stuff on things like this. I know I'm talking a bit long. This is going to be a long video. It's like 20 minutes. My part is, as a normal, not political, not anything type of person, I've just got made redundant yesterday. When you're watching this video, I got made redundant yesterday. I need my car. I'm not going to go ride on the bus. People get mugged on the bus. They get stabbed on the bus. It's disgusting. I don't want to drive. I rode on a bus for the first 3 years that I lived here. It sucks. I don't want the bus. When I got my license, the freedom, the joy. I climb in my car. I go where I want to go. I leave when I want to leave. I come home when I want to come home. Not standing in a bus, in the rain, in the cold, in the just blur.
waiting for a bus. I'm waiting for a bus because you know the government says we've got to drive our cars. I just wait for the bus. It sucks ass. I want my car. I like my car. Will I go electric? No, because I know how the electric car batteries are made. That's a whole different area as well. I'd rather go hydrogen. Hydrogen? Take my car, I'll buy hydrogen. Well, I'm jobless at the moment. I can't even afford to buy my own house here because, you know, you gotta have this and you gotta have that and you gotta have this, but having a child and a wife and cost of living crisis and all that stuff, it's a bit hard to try and save when you're living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I'm not even living paycheck to paycheck because I was made redundant yesterday. Where am I going to get a job? I don't know. I probably have to drive quite far to find something with similar amounts of money so we can make it in a month. Rent is, I'm not even talking London rent, just where we live. I'm in Swindon and it is I'm sitting in a cupboard basically. This is classed as a bedroom. I'm sitting in a cupboard. This is 850 quid a month. This room, this house, with no garden, shared parking, squeeze in because for some reason when they built these houses they thought all cars are going to be the size of minis, and all right, let's get on to this and let's see what the people are saying. So that's what, I'll try and cut pieces out and all that stuff and try and not make it as long, but yeah, I am with the UK people. They're starting to take the piss now and it's not cool. Not cool.
Good evening, welcome. Thank you all for being so understanding about recamping over to here. I'm Jane James. I am the Mayor of Thetford and also the Chairperson of Thetford Town Council. So, our first part is our 15-minute public question time. We will be sticking to that. There is a maximum of 5 minutes per speaker. So, those are our standing orders and those are the rules that all speakers who come to Thetford Town Council engage with. Obviously, should it become apparent that we need to do something more, we will reconvene another meeting because we are... This isn't a discussion at this point. I'm making a statement. I'm sorry.
What can you get said in 5 minutes? It needs to be long form conversation. You need to hire a massive hall, have the townspeople sit there. If it takes an hour or if it takes 5 hours, you just need to sit and listen and talk this out properly and see what is what. You get 5 minutes. And then the attitude still comes, hey, whoa. And before anybody, it's not towards because it's a her or whatever like that. It's even if it was a dude, I'd be saying the same shit. It's just, yeah.
If you want this public question time facilitated, we will do so within the rules. If you don't, I will leave.
We'll follow you. Which is exactly what we expect of you.
So, we have our first question.
13th of December 2022, it was a Tuesday night. I take you back to the Norfolk County Council.
It was Tuesday during the day.
You made a decision on our behalf to vote in favour of a 20-minute neighbourhood plan for the County of Norfolk. Since then, we found out that Thetford, along with Attleborough and Rackheath, are to be considered for trial towns for said programme. What gave you the right to vote for me about an issue which is going to dramatically affect everybody?
What they basically want is, they want all privately owned cars gone. They want you to use only government supplied transport. They want, that deep down, that's what they want. Everybody must give up their cars. They say go electric. For how long? Until they want all of that gone as well. Because if everybody goes electric, it's people stop riding buses and taxis like they're doing. This dude, I like.
Why did you think that that was okay to vote on our behalf without a public meeting, without consultation, or without any evidence being put before us as to how that's going to affect and detriment our lives, which it will?
I'm really pleased that you've used the word evidence.
Okay.
Because if you refer back to the motion that you're referring to,
Okay.
it said to explore and understand so that we can collate the information and go, is it a good idea or not a good idea?
No, it's rubbish.
Hang on.
No.
Listen, it doesn't matter about the evidence. The mere suggestion that we should have our lives, it doesn't matter what evidence you collate, collude, or gain together at a later date, you should have, as a town mayor, as a town person, in your biography, you talk about, I'm passionate about Thetford. Well, I've got to be honest, there's a lot of people here tonight that are pretty concerned as to why you're making decisions on their behalf without consultation. And I'm one of them. With that in mind, let me tell you now, I don't consent. I don't need your help. And I take away my Now, bearing in mind, you've got an election coming up on the 4th of May. Okay? We've removed that consent. We will do our best to make sure that you don't get in, because you're there as a councillor, you're there for us. Okay, you operate for us.
All residents' views.
You work for us. Now you.
I am there to represent all residents.
Yeah, all residents. So who did you ask? Who did you ask? Who did you consult?
There is no. We are going into that exploratory consultation phase.
But you voted. You voted. Well, you should have abstained and said, well, hang on a second, until I get further information. I bet you even go compare for car insurance. I bet you don't take the first quote. But you've took the first quote from the council. You've followed suit. You've swum with the tide. That's not good enough for us. As a councillor, we want you to work for us. As a Thetfordian, we want you to work for us.
You go back to Bracknell.
Absolutely no way do I consent. No way.
You go back to Bracknell and tell them the people of Thetford say no.
So, as the gentleman rightly stated...
So in Oxfordshire, where they've, without even a vote, they've just done it and said, we're going to try this and you just have to make it work. The people are protesting and they've put up bollards and stuff like that. People are breaking them out the ground. They're filling them up with concrete. They're just driving over them. They're basically telling you, forget it. We're not doing this because you get to drive wherever you want to or get driven around where you want to, but we can't. I'd love to hear what you have. What's your opinion in the comments, please? Like, do you agree with it or don't agree? I understand we need to do something about the pollution. I do get that. But to take away our freedom of travel to fit, nah. There has to be another way. And you need to sit down with the people and try and come up with a plan. But you just don't. It's just, we're going to do this and you will follow. And it's like, no.
It was a Norfolk County Council meeting that motion was put forward to explore. There is no decision yet. We don't have the information available. So we can't make a decision if we don't have that information.
So, has the Norfolk County Council explored Agenda 2030?
And that is part of the work.
Have they explored it?
That is part of the work that they're doing now.
With all due respect, we want a councillor, not a messenger. We don't want you coming back from the county council saying, "Oh, this is what they want." That's not what we want. We've got to be discussed. It has to go through a democracy. I've got to be honest. I've lost all faith in you. I read your biography. It means nothing to me. I've policed this town for 13 years. I policed by consent. If the public took away that consent, I was pretty much snookered. You're in the same position. You govern with consent. Well, that consent's going. Trust me, I'll make sure. I'll take it upon myself to ensure that the people of this town realise what is going on.
At a time.
And you can't stop me. You won't stop me. Let me put it that way.
Gentlemen at the back, glasses and the backwards cap.
It's quite apparent that we're not going to get through everything that people want to discuss with you tonight. Is it possible to re-adjourn this and have more time allocated to discuss what's going on and look at the evidence that you're looking into with regards to the 20-minute timeline to drive?
Do you support it?
Thank you. I can't make that decision on behalf of the council, but the town clerk would like to speak.
How about organising another meeting with yourselves?
Can I just interject a moment? If I could make a suggestion, possibly the best way forward for this is to have a meeting where we invite Norfolk County Council to come and sit at that meeting, because at the moment they are the people who have the information and we do not.
Our representatives here.
Yes, but I am one of 2 representatives of the town. The other one isn't here.
However, even as one person, as the same with all our councillors, if they're on a committee, they have a much more in-depth knowledge of what is happening on that particular committee.
We might as well go and hang ourselves.
The thing is, in Norfolk County Council's literature, it sounds great, but having been in Oxford 2 weeks ago, the businesses are closing, the roads are shut, none of the locals really knew the full impact. When we was walking around Oxford handing out leaflets, people were gobsmacked, and the same thing is happening here. People wouldn't know about this unless they've been made aware of it by us.
Sorry, I completely hear what you're saying, and obviously I'm trying to find a useful way forward for everybody involved. Okay, if you, hold on a second please, if you want our councillors to make a decision, a good decision...
The decision's been made.
See, they're not understanding. When we've made a good... The people don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it. Unless you can come with an absolutely mind-blowing plan and go, look at this. What do you think? Give me your feedback. No. But they're trying to enforce it. That is one of the biggest problems. As you can see, the people aren't being rude or anything. They are asking more time and to sit down and do this properly. But if you live in the UK, this is not in Swindon yet. We don't have this yet. I'm busy moving out of Swindon as well. Not far, but out. And yeah, we don't have that yet. But it's now starting to hop. It was first Oxfordshire, and now they're trying here, and they're trying there, and that's without, and then you have to change everything to try and fit it. Your work, to take your kids to school, activities, you want to go for a drive on a weekend, you want to go visit parents, you're not allowed, because you're not allowed to drive. You're only allowed to drive for 20 minutes and that's it, no more. And once a week or something, or twice a week. So 10 minutes, it's... But I'd still like to hear your thoughts.
You ain't got to make no
Hold on. Thetford Town Council has not made any decisions on this. It does.
Thetford is speaking now.
Yes, I know. I'm saying.
There's nobody here supporting the
Hold on. What I'm saying is that Thetford Town Council has not yet made a decision. So if we want representation to go to Norfolk, what we need is a logical, reasoned argument that is brought to us by the residents that the councillors can then discuss, and they can agree what they're going to take to Norfolk as a representation for Thetford. So, yes, certainly. Well, what we'd do is we'd get the Carnegie. But what I'm saying is, at the moment, you know, we haven't been sent any information by Norfolk or Breckland, and so we cannot make, well, not me because I'm not a councillor, but you know, you're asking councillors to make, hold on please. So what I'm saying is, if all of our councillors, because there's going to be 18 of them in May, they need to have a look at the information, and you all need to write into the council with what your things are. Yeah, of course.
All that costs a lot of money.
Just very quickly, I've got a good suggestion. all the wit and title you just come out with doesn't get taken off my 15 minutes. I want to hear people's questions, and I want to hear that side. We can't use your responses as part of that 15 minutes, because otherwise time's up.
You wouldn't do, no, that's fine. But it's just a suggestion.
Can I just say that I am all for having local services available for local people. I am not there to see people's rights of movement restricted. That is not what this is about. And if it is what it is, if that is what it is about, once the exploration has been done, I will be against it because it is not right.
It will be quick, it will be steaming a little bit.
I am more than happy to work with you. I'm more than
You can't have this as a 5-minute conversation. It just this is a couple of hours. Unfortunately, it's not. You can't sort something this big out in 5-minute increments. You can't do it. You can't. But they like that because they can chop through.
It will be quick, it will be steaming a little bit.
I am more than happy to work with you. I'm more than happy to work with you on that basis. I'm more than happy to work with you. There's plenty of us that can do it, but I'm more than happy to give you my contact details. I've got nothing to hide. I want the best for my grandchildren, my children, their businesses, and my life. I don't choose and I don't consent to what they want, okay? But if you're telling me, and please don't turncoat on me, because that would be horrendous for you.
Seriously.
That would end really badly for the council, for everything. I will work with you if you're prepared to fight this with us. If you're not, then we're enemies.
Together, that's what we need to do. We need to focus on what's best for Thetford. And restricting people's movements is not in Thetford's best interest. Getting better local services in our area, as you say, for your children and your grandchildren and my children, and crikey, that's an awful thought, my grandchildren. It is about getting better local services here. If you choose to travel, that is choice, and we are a nation of choice.
Just to bring something else to the fore. Just to bring something else to the fore that you're probably not aware of. Just to bring something else to the fore that you're probably not aware of is that Oxford, one of the trial areas,
listen in, Oxford's being spoken about, please listen in.
Has been split into 6 zones. People crossing from one zone to the other more than 100 times a year are being fined.
Even if you live in the zone.
Even if you live in the zone.
7 in the morning to 7
Now this is what the thin end of the wedge, and this is where it goes.
We can give you all the information you need. We can give you a lot more than they'll give you, trust me.
This is where it goes. This is
because people are posting it on the internet, the people that are living there at the moment, and showing the craziness of it. Like you said, now it's split into 6 zones. If you live in that zone and you travel outside that zone but not in your time zone, your allocated time, you get a fine. So they take money off you. Like, what? What?
Part of a global agenda called 2030.
In ensuring that we don't restrict people's movement. I've got a lady
Let's
at the
work
back
together
that's
and be sure it doesn't happen.
I would really like to hear that lady in the back. She has been patiently waiting. Thank you.
But if this does happen, right, my son gets bused to a specialist school out of Thetford, right? How am I supposed to get him to a school in a 20-minute time zone? That doesn't work. There is no specialist school in Thetford for disabled children. There is nothing here for disabled children. You've got 2 doctor's surgeries as well, 1 dentist. What am I supposed to do?
Bigger problems. A lot more. There's 1 dentist for the whole town. 1. How many people live in that town? How long do you have to wait for an appointment? You broke a tooth. They booked. Oh, what? Yeah, okay, maybe they've got 3 dentists working inside that 1 dentist, but you got a whole town. Come on, man.
What am I supposed to do?
Completely understand, and that is exactly the reason why I am against those restrictions in movements should they ever be proposed. And I say that because they haven't been proposed yet, but should they be, I will fight that. Councillor Taylor.
Can you all hear me? Can you hear me at the back?
Good old English humour.
Wait, I've tried to make a proposal that can't because of the way the formality runs. So I'm going to make a suggestion to you, the people of Thetford, and guests who come in tonight. We've only got one county councillor here tonight. What we need to do, I think at the minute, everybody's made themselves very vocal. We need to get the other county councillors that are on Thetford Council. We need to get Breckland involved, because Breckland sits at the county level as well. I suggest that you suggest to the town clerk and the chairman here, I suggest that you ask for an emergency meeting in a bigger room where you can all get in at a longer period. We get all the county councillors in here and everybody that's got something to say. We are going through what we call in the military command push rather than recce pull. You need to be telling these councillors what you want and what you don't want. Don't let them tell you. But I suggest you ask for an emergency meeting.
Well done, sir.
No, the problem we've got now is we're all crammed in here and I've got you in on a wing and a prayer. If we could get into the likes of the Carnegie room and have a 4-hour session and get the correct people, because
4-hour session. This man gets... Hats off to you, sir. Hats off to you, sir. Long form conversation is what's needed.
And have a 4-hour session and get the correct people, because don't forget the poor old councillors are in Labour and Conservative. They have to take the whip. They have to do as they're told. You need to put a lot of the main people under pressure by getting them down to our town. Now I suggest the groundswell of opinion is here. Let the clerk do her job. Let her come out with an emergency meeting in a bigger venue. Let's get ourselves ready and get back up there and put everybody under pressure rather than just the one county councillor who's here tonight.
Fair. That's fair.
So how are you going to inform us when you get this emergency meeting together?
I would suggest that you have a really fantastic network already in this room, and I'm going to make you work for it.
That's about right.
English charm. You always got to have that banter. Even though the people are upset and blah blah blah, there's still that quick wittiness. Love it.
It's about working together, isn't it? 100%. So if we can utilise this groundswell of support that has been gathered, let's do it.
The thing is, what you've got to understand is, from your position, you are the decision maker that can help us, but we are the troops that are going to do the groundwork. We're the support network that you need.
And the communication is two-way.
100%. Yeah.
Can I just make a quick suggestion? A quick suggestion for the benefit of the next meeting.
Ladies and gentlemen! I will take one more question. We have overrun slightly, but I'm mindful of an allegation of filibustering, so I would hate to support that. The gentleman in the red gilet, please, you have been very patient.
Thank you very much. I've been studying this for a number of years, probably about 10-15 years now, so I followed it from the Club of Rome formation document, which was called The Limits to Growth, and in that book, or rather in that document, a cabal of ex-Roman dynasty, kind of ruling dynasty people got together and decided that they needed to unite humanity against a common cause, which in order to manipulate humanity into some outcome. So the Code of Rome was produced in 1972. That has then fed into the 1992 Rio Summit, where Agenda 21 was formed. The Agenda 21 wasn't happening quick enough for the elites, so they actually rolled it into Agenda 2030. Now I'd ask, has every councillor read all 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals? Are they aware of them? SDG 17 specifically states that the UN and the World Economic Forum, who are working in partnership with one another, are to circumnavigate national governments and come down with funding at the municipal and council level to ensure that these demonic regimes are pushed through, and then they're going to force through digital IDs, and it's going to be 50 million cities, digital
You've highlighted some bedtime reading for all councillors. Thank you.
Make sure they get it.
Yeah, get educated.
With that, I am going to close the public meeting period.
For the benefit of everybody. There's a lot of people in that meeting, even if we take it Carnegie, so everybody can take part for the benefit of us as councillors, so we can actually hear the concerns. Perhaps within yourselves organize so to have 3, 4, 5 speakers in nucleus of information, nuggets of information to make it easier for us to go through that meeting. Because a lot of people has a lot to say. We want to hear those opinions, but if they're collated and we have 3 or 4 speakers on behalf of everybody, it will make it easier for us to go through this meeting without having to hold people for 3 or 4 hours.
I agree with that. 1000%.
Some pre-meeting reading material.
We're all working to have it, that's not an issue. Just to facilitate on the day, I think it'll be more organized and more straight to the
Get all the
point.
information together, split it up between 4 people.
So long as we're working to the same aim.
I was just suggesting.
Thank you all very, very much for your time. I appreciate that it's potentially not the outcome, it's not an outcome, but your voices have been heard loud and clear. I have stated I am against those kind of travel restrictions that you guys are so frightened about. It's not right. I did not vote for those. I voted for education and awareness and to learn about it, to investigate. This is how this world works. Thank you. Thank you.
We can help you because we've done the research. That's why we're here. We know what's coming. And if it's allowed to happen, it's horrendous. There is nothing good ever going to come of this.
We can't do those sort of restrictions, so...
We will not be prisoners in our own town. That's as simple as that. And that is exactly what it is.
Everyone's here to fight.
Thank you all very, very much for your time. We are heading back to King's House.
I like
where
this
the
one.
actual main
That was the red jacket.
You are very welcome. Because there are other items on that agenda that do impact our town, and it would be lovely to see some of you there to be aware of what else is happening within Thetford.
That's basically the end of it. But yeah, I don't know if this is happening anywhere else in the world. If you are watching from somewhere else in the world, please let me know if something similar to this is happening in your towns. And yeah, I'm very interested to hear. So, appreciate you watching. I know it's a bit of a long video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what's your thoughts on this and how you feel about it, especially if you're somebody that grew up so excited to get your license to drive a car, and your first car, and how that felt, where you can just go, bye mom, bye dad, jump in your car and go by yourself to your friends or shopping or just for a drive, because you wanted a day out on yourself, music playing. Hey, come on, is there a better feeling? No. One of the most exciting things I'm looking forward to is teaching my daughter how to drive a manual, as the Americans would say, stick. I was 10. I was 10 when I first learned. I couldn't see over the steering wheel, but I still remember clearly. So I appreciate you watching. I'll be seeing you soon, and yeah, let me know. Peace.